It's hard to feel jealous of Carla Connor in Coronation Street right now. Whenever her whirlwind romance with Lisa Swain begins to find stability, some huge twist throws everything off balance again. This round, it isn't a failing kidney or an armed sibling, but the cliché plot of a supposedly dead former wife returning. Classic soap! Even though Lisa insists Carla is her true love and always will be, the return of her ex, like a wrecking ball, makes it impossible for the factory boss not to feel unsettled. Her discomfort only grows when the well-intentioned Ryan steps in with a cautionary message in upcoming episodes. With the friction between Lisa and Becky dragging on, and Betsy's welfare seemingly the shared focus, Carla finds herself stuck in the center. So far, she's handled things with composure, supporting Lisa through the drama with patience and empathy. In fact, Carla was the one who encouraged Lisa to be upfront with her daughter about her other mother being very much alive, despite what they thought. Whether that choice backfires remains uncertain, but what is clear is that any Swarla wedding ideas are firmly sidelined while the bizarre Alicante resurrection saga continues. And to top it off, Becky announces she's renting a nearby flat, which, surprisingly, turns out to be welcome news for everyone. When Betsy hints that Lisa should lend a hand shifting her belongings, Lisa has little choice but to agree. Stuck in the car after running out of petrol, Becky seizes the moment to chat about Carla and Lisa's relationship. Elsewhere, Carla confides in Ryan that she has complete faith in Lisa. But when Ryan presses her on whether Becky earns the same level of trust, Carla hides her discomfort. We get it, Carla. Honestly, I wouldn't even let Becky near my spare shoelaces. Ryan's warning echoes in her mind, and soon enough Carla loses her temper when Becky shows up again. Becky later questions Betsy about the years they missed, desperate to make up for lost time. But Betsy grows upset and bolts. When Becky turns up afterwards, Carla bluntly declares it would be better for everyone if she went back to being dead. Harsh. Of course, it's not quite that straightforward. The cobbles aren't currently stocked with a resident murderer, so Carla and Lisa will probably need to find calmer ground with Becky, especially for Betsy's well-being. It's a messy twist, and the road ahead won't be smooth. Still, this writer cheerleading for Swarla believes Carla and Lisa are tough enough to survive the turmoil, even if challenges lie ahead. That's something actress Amy also flagged when she stepped into the show as Becky, the troublemaker she plays with relish. Talking about the fierce support for the couple, she admitted, "I understand why fans might be furious at someone barging in to disrupt such a beloved romance. It's outrageous, and they're right to be upset. Yet the relationship is so layered that fresh emotions will rise as events unfold. Bonds formed under fire tend to grow stronger. Becky is the obstacle in the path, but that doesn't have to spell disaster, though it will be a rough ride." In the end, this creates powerful drama, a mix of fun, heartbreak, and reward for everyone watching. We want the audience to have a gripping experience. If stories always tied up neatly, it wouldn't be worth tuning in. So come along for the ride. All right then, I'm buckling in and grabbing the least flattering safety helmet I can find. Kevin Webster faces life-changing medical news in a fresh Coronation Street spoiler clip. Next week marks a pivotal moment for Kevin as he heads to the hospital for a follow-up check after his earlier fight with testicular cancer, with wife Abby by his side. The mechanic was told he had the illness earlier this year and later went through a successful round of treatment. At that time, though, his growing jealousy over Abby's closeness to his brother Carl led him to lie, claiming the therapy hadn't worked. Abby eventually uncovered the deception, but by then she had already begun a passionate affair with Carl. On several occasions, she even urged him to run away with her, although Carl never seemed fully committed. Because of this, Abby has continued her marriage with Kevin. During the new appointment, Kevin grows anxious, fearing he has tempted fate and that his earlier dishonesty could somehow affect the results. Abby does her best to calm him down, encouraging him to breathe deeply, but his nerves remain high as the consultant finally arrives with the verdict. Kevin and Abby are overjoyed when the consultant confirms that no trace of cancer cells remain, leaving Kevin able to exhale with immense relief, though Abby's unease soon begins to surface. Calling it a new chapter for the pair, Kevin beams with optimism, but Abby stiffens when he insists that he won't be shaken off that easily. Back at home, Kevin brings up the idea of stepping away from work, painting a picture of the two of them restoring vintage motors together in their later years. That's when Abby finally cracks, admitting she can't go on. She wants out of the marriage and declares it finished. Soon after, Abby falls into Carl's embrace, picturing a life with him and everything it might bring, while Kevin shares the heartbreaking update with Tyrone Dobbs. But Abby's dreams may not play out as expected, as Carl looks far from eager, and Kevin becomes convinced that Carl has orchestrated the entire situation. Coronation Street actor Jack P. Shepard has spoken out after viewers suggested he looked irritated live on air during the NTAs. Reflecting on the moment, he joked, "When you don't win the award, what exactly are you supposed to do?" Shepard had been shortlisted in the Best Serial Drama Performance category for his portrayal of David Platt, but the prize ultimately went to EastEnders legend Steve McFadden for his role as Phil Mitchell. Chatting on his podcast On the Sofa with Coulson, Jack and Ben, which he co-hosts with co-stars Coulson Smith and Ben Price, Shepard revealed he realized the result before it was officially revealed. He explained to them, "They read my name first, and nobody reacted. Then they said Steve McFadden, and the whole room erupted. For nominees, there are always cameras pointed at you. Then they announced, and the winner is." At that point, every camera swung away from me and straight onto Steve. So it was obvious. If there's no lens still on me, that's a clear sign I've definitely not won. Although some fans assumed Jack P. Shepard looked annoyed after missing out on his award, the Coronation Street actor insisted that wasn't the case. Sharing his perspective, he said, "My little trade secret this week is the loser's face. When you don't win, what do? Do you politely applaud and say, 'Well done'? Do you go over the top and act thrilled that they've won while you've lost? Do you pull an angry face? Or maybe pretend you're distracted and laugh at a joke that no one's even told?" Normally I go for the hugely annoyed expression because it cracks me up, but this year, since no main camera was on me, I didn't react at all, though a sneaky side camera caught me instead. So when people saw it, my reaction was literally just me watching the NTAs. Honestly, I wasn't annoyed at all. Coronation Street continues on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available on ITVX.